I don't know. Kind of not.
I'm sorry, my agent only allows me to be videotaped by Sony's. And so unless you're gonna sign a waiver for me, I can't be videotaped by that.
You could end
Good
up
news.
you could end up at Yellowstone.
Good news, it's just your
The train
voice.
station?
You know, we would, yeah, well, no, you, yeah.
Good news, it's only videotaping them.
What's that?
I think we're within our waiver. It's only videotaping them. You're not even in the panel.
Are we live on the internet?
No.
I don't know. I'm
No,
just following
no,
directions.
No,
It
it's
has to be
posted.
downloaded onto YouTube, and then you can access it from there.
Technology grand.
Mhm.
So this has been, it's been a saga with this inmate, this female inmate, and I fear that it's going to continue to be a saga. She has served some time in the federal system, and I think she learned a lot of the games.
Mhm.
If I move my chess piece here, they have to move their chess piece here, you know, and it's pain. What else do I got? We're gonna have Sean Dutton from First Security Bank approached me 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and about the scams that are occurring. And it is systemic across the country.
So it's not local.
Oh no, it's everywhere. They're seeing 2 or 3 scams a week at First Security,
I'll be damned.
and so are. And in fact, I was talking to Ms. Harper, Kathy at First Valley,
Yeah.
and she said that they're changing. The scammers are changing their ploys, because if somebody comes in and tries to withdraw $10,000 cash from their account, most of the tellers are going to be, hey, what's this for? You know, what's going on? And previously they tried to keep it a secret, like don't tell anybody about this. You know, this will jeopardize your winning the lottery if you tell anybody about this. And
About people accessing their own money?
what's that?
About people accessing their own money?
Well, what happens is that you won the Publishers Clearinghouse. Cold call you. You won the Publishers Clearinghouse. Have you ever played the Publishers Clearinghouse?
No.
That's all right. You won it. Okay, but
Yeah.
there are some taxes and some administrative fees. That you won $85.7 million and a brand new Lexus of the color of your choosing. Now, but there's some fees here that we have to take care of. So what you need to do is you need to send me $10,000 cash for these fees. Now, just go get your $10,000 out of your bank, run down to Walmart, get some cash cards, and send me the cash cards, and then we'll send you your 85. And we're delivering your Lexus tomorrow. And you roll your eyes. You think that it can't happen.
Oh, no, I know what can happen. I was just
It's
wondering
over
how them
$1
asking questions is gonna prevent that from happening.
a year that they're scammed. I personally know of one couple. They're smart. These are smart business people. They're elderly, they're older, that got sucked into, hey, this is your nephew or your grandson, Johnny. I got in trouble in Boston. You know, I was here for the job interview, and I got in trouble. I got in a car wreck and I had a little marijuana on me, and I need $9,000, and then they get a cop involved in it. It's very well done, but they sent $19,000 cash overnight in a matter of 2 days before they realized that they were getting scammed.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a presentation on October the 1st, which is Tuesday, at noon, and then again at 6 o'clock at the Commons. So it'll be during the lunchtime meal, and then we will then again do it that night. We're going to try and get Bill Edwards, hopefully, to broadcast it live on the radio. And I think that if one of my millennials are smart, they can maybe live stream it on Facebook, so.
That's a very good thing. I mean, we had a 2-hour presentation about,
Cybers.
about how they're scamming county governments too.
Oh, yeah.
They're scamming everybody.
And the problem is, once the money leaves the account, I mean, it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
I mean, there's zero hope of recovery.
Yeah.
And there's nobody even for Sean to investigate or for me to prosecute because it disappears overseas.
Yeah, that's it. It's going to Western Africa,
That's
Liberia, all these countries over there. It's going to Southeast Asia. Apologize. This is Lyra from the paper about this thing. So we're gonna get together. I was gonna do it with her on Wednesday, and then we didn't get it done. So, but the problem that I see with the scams is that if you are in the scam, if you're the one being scammed, it can stare you in the face, and you won't realize it until it's way too late. And really what we need a stopgap, somebody that's not in the scam. And that's kind of like tellers at the bank. If Mr. Goffney comes in and withdraws $10,000, and the bank teller should go, what are you doing? What's going on here? It should be a stop. There should be a, hey, wait a minute, let's call a sheriff, let's talk about what you're doing here.
Yeah.
And and people have the right to get their money out, but if they're about to get ripped off, I don't know the answer to it. I just know that there needs to be somebody outside of the scam that's a stopgap, just
Somebody who keeps their mouth shut, they can ask the question and just ask the question.
So
And if it doesn't trigger that, well then just let them go. I mean, let them go and use
one of the
10,000.
one of the DCI agents told me that he had just been in Beaverhead County down by Dillon, and there was a guy down there that had been taken for like 30 grand, and he showed him his badge and his ID and said, "You're being scammed," and the guy refused to believe it.
Really?
Refused to believe it, because the 85 million and the new white Lexus, it's going to solve all my problems, all my woes. I've been broke my entire life, but now I finally hit them, and it's nuts. And so, I literally last night on this phone, which is my personal phone, I got a text, and it was, I can show it to you. I had all kinds of fun with them. And ultimately, they were trying to scam. They were trying to get information out of me. They wanted to know my name and my age and all this. And it was flirty. And I took and I had a delightful time with them. Because finally they asked, well, what do you do? That's cool. What do you do for a living? My response after quite a few. I'm a law enforcement officer that investigates phone and internet scams.
By the way.
By the way. And guess what?
Then when
No response.
There was really no response after that. And I had toyed with them a little bit too, because I sent them a picture of one of my horses. I just went out and took a picture of it. But a lot of pictures have stuff embedded in them because there's a lot of code there. Well, they opened the picture, and I know that because they said, "Oh, are those your horses?" And I was like, "Yes." And so after that, I played with them. Thanks for opening my picture. And then, so now they're worried that I have sent something to them, tracking them. So it is what it is.
But is that a flip phone on another note?
It is. It's also an impact weapon. We can throw it at somebody.
And the impact.
Well,
Very fortunate that you can take pictures with that.
It is, and I can text, and I can get on the internet.
ooh.
It's 4G. The world would be a better place if that's what they were, just phones.
Yeah.
Not, yeah, how many people do you see walking around every day like this? And I mean, they walk everywhere. They
Yeah,
don't,
no. Terrible.
Well, think about the funniness of the cell phone. So if we were to have everything that that phone does for us carried on us in the 90s, we'd have a camcorder, we'd have a camera, we'd have a calculator. Imagine all of the things, right?
All rolling in one little spot.
Yeah.
right, and you can,
An encyclopedia, a whole set of
TV, you
encyclopedias.
gotta have a TV too.
Yeah, TV, there you go.
Yeah.
That's right.
Video camera, oh, yeah.
Computer, the modem, all of it. Can you imagine?
Yeah, no, I can't. So that's what's going on. Everything at the sheriff's office is going pretty good. Mr. Barber is going through the academy, everything's going well there. I got his first review, and he's doing stellar. He's gonna be a good deputy for us, I think. Mr. Pancratz is MIA today.
He's recuperating from appendicitis. No, well, he had his appendix out.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, anything else?
No, there was something I was thinking, I was driving down here yesterday and
It slips your mind.
now it escapes me. But I think it was talking about the scamming thing.
No.
Yeah.
That it's a simple little thing, it's just a broad concept, so nothing in particular.
Okay.
I should have brought my notes with me. Yeah, we had a good conference.
Did you?
Oh,
Yeah, it was surprisingly good.
That's good. What was kinda, you said the scam was a 2 hour, what else was the high points? Oh, I know what I've got too, but go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'd have to look at my notes here. God, I took
It
another.
all runs together after a while. But
Well, I would say this, I think that, I hate to be this way or say this, but I think that we should watch Stillwater County as a blueprint of what potentially is going to happen
Yeah.
here. Because Stillwater County's
yeah,
about to,
they were moving a little bit.
Their deal is a little different than ours in that theirs is market. And it's not market that's controlled by us. This is a
global
like
market.
Russia is just flooding the market
Yeah.
with,
Well, they got a war they're financing,
With what?
Yeah.
What are they flooding the market with?
palladium.
Palladium.
yeah,
That's what they're getting, but still one life.
So the palladium was something over $3,000 an ounce here just a couple of years ago. And it's close to $2,000 an ounce now. Because, well,
yeah, I thought it was down in the teens.
Is it down to
Pretty
the teen?
low.
Yeah.
My God.
So
Yeah, they
they've
can't,
lost about 50% of their market
yeah, they
value
can't make
for
money
it.
on this.
And they cannot mine it and
Very
make,
labor intensive to get
Yeah.
that palladium out.
yeah, cause it takes a lot of tons of rock to get very little.
I was gonna mention to you, here it is right here. It
So,
says mental health review can be handled via virtual as opposed to a trip to Warm Springs. They've come up with a new ability to allow you to do that, because I knew you were having trouble with that girl.
right,
And it says you're supposed to, they said, hey, he can do it virtual from now on, not have to take her all the way there.
A lot better.
Well, their virtual capabilities is they'll do virtual capabilities for hearings, and they can do virtual capabilities for certain kinds of evaluations. But they won't do an evaluation, the state hospital won't evaluate and treat unless they're there.
Oh, I suppose.
So,
That was a question I was gonna ask them, cause
Right.
I thought,
so if you start having mental health problems and we've arrested you for crime and you're in the jail, and then the sheriff transports you, we start a commitment proceeding. We have our local person or our area person evaluate you. Okay, and they're like, yep, you need to go. Okay, the sheriff will transport you down there. They will treat the person, and then subsequent hearings and evaluations they'll do by video from the state hospital. If you're still in the jail and it's a question of fitness to proceed, they won't do those by the weekend. Because a big part of those, the fitness to proceed is somebody can fake or feign a mental health disorder. And they can even do that for 1 or 2 days, but they'll have them, when they get into the state hospital for that evaluation, they'll have them there for 60 days. And nobody can keep up that
90.
feigning.
I think it's 90.
It dropped down to 60.
Is it?
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Yeah. Nobody can keep that up for 60 days. And so they'll, you know, I mean, it usually takes about a week before they figure out you're faking it.
Yeah.
And it's a personality disorder or a behavioral disorder as opposed to a mental disease or defect.
Which was really interesting because we took her up to Fergus County when we had to have, we didn't have a place to put her in the jail safely. And so we had to move her to Fergus County and had, what, 3 different people evaluate her up there? 2 or 3? 2 or 3 different people evaluate her up there. And they all said that it was mental. And she spent 72 hours at Warren Free, and they said, no, it's just behavioral, take her back.
It's been my prior experience with mental health commitments. I'll have someone and I'll commit them to the state hospital. I will have the hearing for their final commitment within that 5 days, and the state hospital will literally start processing them to release them before I have the order in front of the judge to commit them.
Really?
Yeah. And that's,
Yeah.
Run through, huh?
it's inappropriate. It's inappropriate. It really is, because just like jails are not meant to house inmates and you know, just warehouse them,
Right.
jails are absolutely not an appropriate place for somebody with a mental health defect
Right.
to be housed. I mean, it's just it's ludicrous. And the state of Montana, in my opinion, still trying to act like we only have 750,000 people in the state of Montana,
Yeah.
when we're well over 1 million. We have not built any new beds for mental health. We've built no new beds for secure detention. And here we are.
Yeah.
And the wheels are coming off.
So long as they're not knocking on their door, they're gonna just ignore it.
100%, because it's expensive.
Of course it is.
And
$216,000 a bed. Like they said, in buildings, they build a new facility. $216,000 a bed, you only get a couple beds.
not all I can afford.
Yeah.
Billings
Thank you so much.
is selling their beds for
That
$216,000.
was all news that they were, the facility they were on a bill would be $216,000 a bed.
So a 10-bed facility, they're saying would only cost $2 million.
Yeah.
And that's probably not accurate. I think what I mean is, when you get to 21 million and you have a 100-bed facility, that's probably a more accurate number.
Could be.
Yeah, because I don't think you could build a 10-bed facility for
Oh, no.
2.1 million.
No.
I mean, we can't build a garage for 600,000. How the hell are you gonna build a jail for 2.1? Yeah, I don't. I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer. All I know is that the music is going to stop and there's not going to be any chairs to sit down in. And
Well,
taxpayers don't want taxes to be any higher,
right.
but they want services.
Mm-hmm.
And
Same merry-go-round has been going forever.
yeah, but we're just getting to a breaking point. And I don't know how some of these agencies are doing this. I don't. I feel bad for them. I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
But when you have a Prairie County, or you have a Valley County, or who don't have any really good sources of income, like a coal mine, oil or whatever the hell. But with these patrol cars costing $100,000 a piece, how can an agency that has a budget of $500,000 or $600,000, you're spending a sixth or a fifth of your budget
Yeah.
on a patrol car? And they are, you know, they don't last forever.
Yeah, they don't.
So you hit a deer.
Well, you hit a deer, you just even if you don't hit a deer, you just wear them out. They're only good for 6 or 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
And
Those are the same obstacles the American people are facing with their own transportation to
Oh,
work.
yeah.
And what you're talking about is the same problems that
Well, yeah.
yeah,
you're trying to solve it on a government level, but people are trying to solve it on a daily, how do I get to work basis level.
yeah, and that's you're exactly right. I mean, I have 2 families I'm trying to make work. I make my own family work
Yeah,
and
and you
make,
share family work.
make my sheriff family work. And
Yeah.
it's
Of course, we're at a breaking point.
absolutely we're at a breaking point. Everybody is. So. You got any insight on that, sir?
No,
Any solutions?
He's
any
gonna fix it
answers?
for us, he's got
You got a
this.
magic wand? You were supposed to bring a magic wand from
don't
Anaconda.
hit deer. That's expensive.
We haven't hit it. Let's not even talk about it. Why are you bringing those things up? Like that
Yeah.
4-letter F word that we didn't talk about all summer and pretty much
Yeah, not by.
got by. And I think
That's a new 4-letter word. We don't say
Maybe,
5F, we don't say W, and we don't now say D.
D.
You know, I mean, maybe we should look into starting a motorcycle program. You know, and work all right
How
in
about
the
just-
summertime,
how about
but
just-
January be kind of sporty.
How about a scooter? Scooters. We'll get them all scooters. Like the battery powered scooters.
Well, you know, I mean, given the terrain around here, you probably ought to splurge and get kind of
Go
a.
back to horses.
I agree. But
I'm all
this
about
is
the
more
horses.
like the horse
I'm all
community.
about the horses. But everybody else has got to go back to horses too.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So. All right, gentlemen. Appreciate your time. If you need anything, you know where I'm at most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah. Back when the state got that big influx, you know, that $2 billion, when that 2 years ago,
Yeah.
we were in Mako. I argue they should have regional jails. Use all that money to build regional jail.
Right.
Nah, they ate it up otherwise.
Well, they were talking about it, the jail
They
people were
talked
talking
about
about
it
it.
seriously.
Hmm?
It's
And they
people-
knew that there needs to be one in eastern Montana, a major facility.
Yeah.
They could have built one in Ingomar, out there in the middle of the prairie where, you wanna escape, you're not gonna go very.
especially if it's rained very much. 'Cause
Yeah, that's right.
You're gonna get about 300 yards. You're gonna turn around and come back.
And that just went to the, like Mike's saying, it just went to the wayside, it just found another use for it.
What? And it's like this property tax, and yeah, we all feel makes us all feel good. We got our $675 back. We'd already spent it. It was already gone. We'd already budgeted for it.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't we keep that money and use it for building for
Something
mental
like
health
that,
or
yeah.
building for, and everybody has their special
That
interests.
675 is a vote buyer.
Yeah,
It's what it is.
it is. Just like, what are they gonna give for new homeowners? $25,000?
Yeah.
Which state?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
depends on which state you're talking about. Which state? Montana?
No, the federal government.
Oh yeah, 25, and then there's
25,000,
then
they're
there's
just gonna write you a
12
check
other
for-
states that are
for the
offering up to
first-time homebuyer.
$150,000.
Gonna-
Oh, but not
We're gonna
first-time,
give
no.
back those student loans too.
I want to put a caveat that that's not for American first-time home buyers. That'll only be for migrant first-time home buyers. So,
Yeah.
just so you know, it's not for everyone. Sean, it's only for migrants. So
I'm gonna start mine.
yeah,
Yeah, me too.
yeah, that's what I intend on
Yeah.
doing myself. Just getting on the other side of the border and coming in. And,
Harris is gonna straighten.
Getting a card.
Well,
That was the same meeting where the guy stood up and said, our jail is 80 years old. And I stood up and said, That's a young jail.
Yeah, that's a young jail.
How old is our jail again? I know you said it's the oldest.
113 years. And it, to be honest, I've learned something.
Oh,
I learned something. It's not the oldest.
it's not,
Drummond, Phillipsburg
really?
The Phillipsburg jail
is
is,
a couple of years older than our jail.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And I did not know that. So,
Still not being operated?
yep, still full service, still 365, 24/7. So,
You said
I
it was
was-
Drummond?
well, it's Phillipsburg,
Heber.
Peberg, Phillipsburg. So we're the second oldest.
Oh,
I wanted to be the oldest. But
yeah.
again, that facility has been serving the populace of Muscle Shell County for 113 years.
Yeah, longer than been a county.
Yeah, and
Well, it's been a wise investment.
it was a wise investment that our forefathers put into it, but it didn't cost $200 a square to build back then.
No, quite a bit less, I assume.
I would think $200 per square foot would actually be a great price in today's market.
Yeah, it would be.
Most houses are somewhere about 180, so I'm sure jail is quite a bit more.
Well, that's, I'm saying like building houses, yeah. We're off on a tangent, but
Yeah.
when I was first back from the Marine Corps and working in Bozeman and working for Posey Wood Windows, you know, houses that were like ridiculous. I mean, we're talking custom cabinets, custom flooring, custom everything. They were like $189 a square. That's cheap now.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
That won't even hardly get you vinyl windows.
That won't. That's double pane. Or single pane with store window.
Single pane.
Alright, let's see, Sheriff.
We're picking this one up. I said, okay.
Oh, see the DES come in. They're eating cake.